There's no two ways about it. Harry and Meghan do like to get attention. You know, you can dress it up any way you want. But of course, the ex-royals, really, this is their world now. They have to come up with something that's controversial, all of that sort of thing, and get people talking about them. But it was their recent trip to Canada, Vancouver, of course, to launch a year down the line their latest adventure, the next instalment of the Invictus Games. If you recall, of course, they were over there simply because they needed to raise funds, raise awareness, and make sure all the sponsorships and everything like that was put in place. What I find odd about that particular visit is he did well in terms of PR for Harry and Meghan. Everybody talked about them, but how many actually focused on the veterans? Now you could say, well, Neil, did you? But listen, let me tell you, it was very hard to get any information about the veterans that were there. I found that very strange. It should have focused on them a lot more, but there you go. That's the PR team for you. Now, what's interesting though is this, because as everybody knows, it was something of a fashion plate for Meghan. A Hermes bomber jacket cost thousands of pounds. The whole wardrobe apparently was totaled up at around £44,000 for the 3-day trip. Now, I know designer wear is expensive, but really, should it be about designer wear and all that sort of stuff, or should it be more about the games themselves? But the bigger problem that Harry and Meghan had was this, and as ever, let me explain. Morning, how are you? I thought I'd just break there so I know I was going to get told off for a wave, wasn't I? So yes, nice to see you. Thank you as ever. Didn't want you telling me off, you know. I know, well, it's important. I can hear you through this screen. Why hasn't he waved to me? I know I read the comments, you know. Get on with it, Neil. I know, I'm trying. But anyway, let's get back to your royal story. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because on a more serious note, you would have thought, would you not, that the biggest element, literally with the world's lenses trained on you and camera crews, etc., to get the message out there. And as we told you before, it was very strange with Harry and Meghan. They had their own camera crew, not aligned to Netflix at all, an independent freelance company that were filming their every move for whatever reason. We never actually saw, did we, if you recall, what the reasons were behind that New York visit. All of that was scrapped for the docuseries because it was so dull, apparently. But according to people, and very good sources, and as ever we have to say allegedly, the reason why Harry and Meghan decided not to be seen in Invictus clothing was they didn't want to distract away from the games, the element, the point of the whole adventure themselves. And apparently by blending in, yes, blending in, right, with Meghan in £44,000 worth of designer gear, well, people would focus on the games and not necessarily, so look, there's Harry with an Invictus hat on, or there's her in a polo shirt with Invictus on. Now, I beg to differ here, and I'd love to know your opinion on this. What would be so wrong in wearing branded content, particularly, as I say, in front of the world's media, and when you're looking for sponsorship, backers, and profile? It really doesn't make sense. But according to that well-placed source, that was the reason why Harry and Meghan in particular, didn't want to distract away from what was a pivotal point, the heart of Invictus. Right, yeah, I'd love to know your comments. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.